What's up, everybody? It's Chris at Line Punch Forge. Today we're going to do start kind of a short series, one or two videos, more than one, probably 2 or 3 videos about the Line Punch Forge engraving adapter. These guys were originally designed by me and now produced by Pepetools to use a hammer handpiece, one of these, or one of these. Didn't mean to do that, it was an accident, to engrave. So these are fantastic for setting stones or doing texture. So today's first video is going to be about unconventional uses for the LPFG. And when I say unconventional, I mean not necessarily using a graver like is in here, using other things inserted into the barrel of the engraving adapter to create texture, to finish metal, to do all sorts of fun things. So what I'm going to do is drop you guys down here, look at some of the things I've got on the table, but before that happens, we're going to go ahead and ask you, please, if you like this kind of stuff, you like these kind of videos, there's a little red subscribe button down there. Press that, show me some love. Of course, if you like it. I mean, I'm not the boss of you, so I'm just gonna ask nicely. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. So let's do this. Unconventional uses for the LPFG. All right. First of all, we're going to talk about the LPFG. So this is an engraving adapter, invented and designed by me, and now produced by Pepetools. It screws onto the end of a hammer handpiece and provides you an opportunity to use gravers in your hammer handpiece. Try and go back down here. There you go. Focus. In your hammer handpiece. So you can basically engrave and not have to spend a ton of money on a professional engraving setup just to see whether or not you want to continue on with the hobby. And I'm just going to take the graver out. So, graver's out now. And what we're going to talk about is not necessarily gravers so much today. The next video will be more about gravers and engraving. Traditionally, this is going to be about unconventional. So when I say unconventional, I mean grinding stones like this. I mean diamond burrs like this and this. I mean old either setting burrs or cylindrical burrs or even setting tools. Like here's a little heart burr. Here is a little kind of, I can't remember the name of that one. I'll remember it probably later and put the name of it down at the bottom of the screen. Here's a round burr. Here is another round. Here's another one of those cylindricals. The difference between this one and this one is it has teeth cutouts. This cylindrical burr has just straight lines, and there are also some with curves and all sorts of fun stuff. So I have an assortment of different burrs, sizes, shapes, that kind of thing. And then I also have basically an old diamond burr that the tip finally wore out and broke, and I shaped that down to a little line shape. So we're going to try this on camera, show you what it looks like. I haven't tried it yet, so if I fail, you're all going to know it. Let's see, next we have polishing tools, polishing burrs. These are little fun pin polishers. This is a Kratex wheel. We're going to try using that to maybe polish some metal. And then we have an assortment of dental burrs that I was able to get off eBay for just a couple bucks. So check out those. You'll be able to find some fun stuff there. Sometimes they're dental related, sometimes they're not. But these guys do work very well, and we're going to show that. So what we're going to use is a piece of scrap silver that I poured an ingot of and rolled it out, and later on I probably end up melting it down and making another ingot. But today we're going to be using this guy to create all the different textures and have some fun with engraving with the LPFG unconventional like, which is what I'm all about. So let's go over there to the engraving ball and we'll check this out. Alright, I have my silver set up in my ball vise. You may be wondering what the blue is. The blue is Dicam, which is a machinist layout fluid. I put it on there so you guys could see a little better what was happening with the texturing or the unconventional engraving. So today, first, we're going to do this guy, which is a cylindrical burr with straight flutes. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do a crosshatch pattern across this way and then across this way to show you what that looks like. So there's one line. Okay, I have those in. I'm going to turn it and I'm going to go in an opposing direction. Zoom in on that real quick. Maybe. You have a nice basket weave pattern that could be used as a background or something else. So that pattern is with this guy. Let's try another. So there's a heart burr for setting. And I'm going to go ahead and try a little different angle. So if I just let it bounce across the surface, end up with a different type of pattern. I personally like the basket weave better, but this is nice for kind of basically filing things down. This little heart burr will act like a file and even down things. Let's do one of these grinding wheels over the top of this to see what we can make it do. Alright, here we go. Essentially, I've taken a lot of that roughed up texture and sanded it down with this little guy here. So, not bad, not bad. Now, if I want to take and refine that even more, I'm going to put a Kratex wheel in the engraving adapter and see what we can do with it. Okay, we're going to use this guy in the engraving adapter. Further refining that. Now you can do the same thing to polish small areas using a pin polisher with a rubberized abrasive. When I say Kratex, Kratex is a brand name. This particular brand of rubberized abrasive is Kratex. So if we use a pin polisher, these ones I think I purchased from Rio, but all sorts of people have them, is basically one of these little pins in a cullet, and that would allow you to normally spin this up and polish a smaller area. But the nice thing about the engraving adapter is that I can do that just acting like a little eraser. So that's the pin polisher. Alright, in keeping with finishing burrs, I'm going to use a sintered diamond wheel, or a burr that would normally spin around, but I'm going to use it for removing material. So, real light finishing, but you can use diamond burrs as engraving implements to either finish or engrave surface of your finished pieces. Now, let's have some fun with a homemade burr. This is one of the burrs that was had a diamond tip on it. It was broken, and I just filed it down to kind of a straight line like this with let's see if I can get a tip in there. It's just a straight line. So that straight line is going to act as a texturing device in the engraving adapter. So let's go ahead and make this work.
I just
Now let's turn the direction. Right now the direction of the burr is this way. Let's turn it, the piece, so that I go in kind of a crosshatch, and I'll go right over that. Now you have something a little bit different. Personally though, when it comes to using a burr, if I can, I'll use one with straight flutes with teeth, or straight flutes without teeth, like this fellow. The cool thing about, is that straight flutes? No, they're straight-ish. They're not super straight. But the nice thing is that with these different types of burrs, or different shapes, sizes, you can create different patterns and different textures using the engraving adapter. So we'll go ahead and use these on 3 different ones. So we'll go ahead and do one and then the other. Alright, first one, this larger one with straight walls. In this case, I'm not lifting it off the metal, I'm just bringing it back to create more defined lines. And I can go again. I'm taking the burr as it's going and rotating it in my fingers to grab an area that I may have missed. So we'll do this one and 2 crosshatch ways. One this way. This way. Okay, so that is the larger of the 3. And yeah, looks nice. Kind of fun. You can see that as like a texture pattern on the bezel plate or something like that. Now we're going to use the slightly smaller one with teeth, kind of relief cuts in the flutes. Like this. Yeah, maybe. Come on. There we go. So it's got some relief cuts. We'll do the same thing and do 2 different directions. There's two. So you can see there's a slight size and look difference between the two of them. And now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the smaller. Okay, and here's the smaller little itty bitty guy. Let's see what he can do. There we go. Alright, there you go. A little bit finer. So it's all up to you to think outside the box, look at what you have, think about what you can make, and then decide that you're going to, spend a day practicing, spend a day experimenting. That's the fun part of this, is that, whatever you have that may be junk or scrap or old or worn out or dull can be potentially used to make a new tool. And in this case, anything that you have that will fit inside the inside of a barrel for the LPFG could potentially be hand formed into its own texturing tool. Woo! Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. The next video will probably be about engravers specifically, and that way we can go ahead and go over maybe how to get the face of your engraver nice and polished, make it cut as best as it possibly can, and then also maybe some customizations that you would do to your engravers in order to have them be more effective, easy to sharpen. And then I did just talk with Sandy Sturgeon, my favorite engraver, about doing a joint video on engraving with the LPFG. So you wouldn't just be taking my word for it, you would be listening to what Sandy had to say from a professional aspect and maybe get some hints and tips and tricks from him. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys soon, and be amazing. Do something nice for somebody. Appreciate you.